Hello students, welcome back to our video. So in the last video, we were discussing about the export procedure, and the last step of the export procedure that we saw was the 10th step of export procedure, obtaining carting order. Now let's continue with the 11th step, that is mate receipt. The goods is boarded on the ship on the basis of carting order. So once the carting order is obtained, then the goods is boarded on the ship. Boarded means is kept on the ship. Goods is started keeping on the ship. The representative of the captain of the ship is known as the mate. So the representative or the captain of the ship is known as the mate. Mate checks whether the goods are kept as per the shipping bill or the not. Mate checks the whether the goods are kept according to the shipping bill or not. When the goods are loaded on the ship, a receipt is issued by either the captain of the ship or by its representative certifying the acceptance of goods is called mate receipt. The captain of the ship checks the packaging of the goods, and if the captain finds the packaging very improper and the goods is not suitable for the transportation, then it is remarked in the receipt. Such remarked receipt is known as the foul receipts. If all the matters are proper, if all the goods are proper, then a clean receipt is issued. If the mate's receipt is foul, then it means that the goods which have been loaded on the ship are not properly packed as specified in the order, and if the goods are damaged during the transportation, the shipping company is not responsible for that. Got it? That is the mate receipt. What is mate? Who is mate? So the captain of the ship is known as mate. So mate checks all the goods, whether the goods are kept according to the shipping bill or not, and when the goods are also loaded, mate also checks the packaging of the goods. If any error is there, improper packaging, and if the goods are not suitable for the transportation, then mate receipt is remarked as the foul receipt. And if all the matters are proper, there is no fault in it, then the clean receipt is issued. Got it? So, and if the receipt has a foul receipt, then it says that the shipping company is not responsible for any damage of the goods during the transportations. Got it? So that is the mate receipt. After that, the 12th step is obtaining the bill of lading. Bill of lading. Mate receipt is a receipt of goods loaded on the ship. It is not the agreement of transporting the goods. So mate receipt is just a receipt of goods which shows that the goods is loaded on the ship, which loaded means kept in the ship. It does not show the agreement that permission has been granted for the transportation of goods. The exporter obtains the bill of lading from the shipping company after producing the mate receipt to the shipping company. Bill of lading is an agreement between the shipping company and the exporter by which the shipping company gives assurance to the transport the goods from one port to the another. Details like the name of the exporter, the name of the ship, freight, details of the goods, quantity of the goods, price, weight, name of the exporting port, terms and conditions of transportations, etc. are described in this agreement, that is bill of lading. Bill of lading is an important document. 3 copies are prepared. 3 copies are prepared for the bill of lading. 1 copy remains with the shipping company. The remaining 2 copies are sent to the exporter, out of which the exporter sends 1 copy to the importer. The importer receives the goods on the basis of this copy, that is the copy of bill of lading. So that is known as obtaining the bill of lading. Once a bill of lading is obtained from the shipping company, then after that the 13th step is certificate of origin. The certificate describing the details where the goods were produced is called the certificate of origin. So certificate of origin shows the details of the goods where it is produced. According to the agreement made by the different countries, respected countries provides relief on the import excise. In order to get relief under this agreement, a certificate of origin for that particular goods is required. Such certificate can be obtained from the trade association or the chamber of commerce or the government. So certificate of origin is a document which shows where the goods is produced. Got it? After that, once this certificate is issued, then after that comes consular invoice. 14th step of export procedure is consular invoice. When the exported goods reaches in the country of the importer, excise on that goods has to be paid. Excise duty has to be paid on that goods. To make the payment of excise simple, consular invoice is an important document. The consular of importing country is working in its exporting country. The exporter obtains a certificate about the price of the goods from the consular is called the consular invoice. The details like the quantity of the goods and the price are mentioned in it, and the excise is collected on the basis of consular invoice. After that, 15th step is sending the documents. The exporter sends the important documents like invoice, insurance policy or cover note, bill of lading, certificate of origin, consular invoice and the bill of exchange, etc. to the importer's bank through his bank. And the last step of export procedure is collection of the money. The exporter gives the advice to the bank for the collection of the money. The exporter writes bill of exchange to the importer in order to collect the amount mentioned in the invoice. This bill of exchange may be the documents against the acceptance or the document against the payment. In document against the acceptance, the bank of the exporter presents the bill of exchange to the importer, and the bank releases the documents of the goods. Once the bill of exchange is accepted by the importer, but if it is document against the payment, then the bank gives the documents only after the full payment of the bill of exchange is made. The bank collects the money as per the maturity date of the bill of exchange in the date document against the acceptance. Whereas in document against the payment, the amount is sent to the exporter. So last step of export procedure is collection of money, and it is collected according to the document against the acceptance and the document against the payment. Got it? So these were the following steps of the export procedure. So there are total 16 steps of the export procedure. Remember that you have to write the steps of export procedure step by step. You can't exchange the number. 16 steps should be as it is that is given in the textbook. So please don't exchange or interchange any steps of export procedure. So there are total 16 steps of the export procedure. And if you guys have to write, you guys are asked to write the export procedure, then you have to show all the 16 steps of the export procedure. Got it? So now we are going to stop here. If you have any questions or any doubts, please feel free to comment